Thank you for still joining me. Well, we're on the climax of today's show, and I still have Neville Obakedo, lecturer in the University of Benin, with me. Thank you for sustaining this with me. All right, we're going to be looking at fuel subsidy remover, the SAGA, and of course looking at the quest for a game changer. There have been various governments, successive governments have tried to look at ways in which this subsidy, fuel subsidy, can be removed, but they found it very, very difficult to do. And just recently, the federal government suspended the Petroleum Industry Act, from being operated, and said that it's going to be sending a proposal to the National Assembly extending its operation by 18 months, which means the government under President Muhammadu Buhari still will end up not being successful in removing this fuel subsidy. How do you agree that, Neville?
You see that the problem that we are having as a nation or as a country is the problem of lack of knowledge. And the Holy Scriptures, the Bible in this context, states that my people perish for lack of knowledge. Nigeria is not the only country that is producing oil. We have Saudi Arabia, Venezuela, Kuwait, Oman, Iraq, and so on, Iran, all of them producing oil. And one expects that from time to time, Nigeria should find out the way they operate their petroleum industry. And if there is subsidy of fuel or oil in their country, and what are the gains and the negativities of that fuel subsidy, so that from there Nigeria can learn and now come and apply such a philosophy in our economy. But what have we found over time? We have discovered that fuel subsidy is like a drain pipe that the elite used to siphon money.
Isn't that the need to stop it?
Yes, I'm coming to that. Is a drain pipe that they used to drain money from the treasury. The other day, one document was signed the same day, 99 times, and it was something that had to do with withdrawing money for fuel subsidy. 99 times, one document the same day. And each of the documents will not be used to remove the same amount of money, 99 times. So, now talking about subsidy, the removal of subsidy. Nigeria, you know how much they are selling for now, and when subsidy is not removed, when subsidy is removed, how much are they going to be selling for?
The whole weight will fall on Nigerians.
Yes. Maybe at that time a liter of fuel would have been about 500 or close to it. In some part of the country it will be 360 something. In some part it will be 400 and something or 400.
But do you welcome this development?
I'm coming to that,
President.
If you go to America, America subsidizes many things. They subsidize education, they subsidize agric, they subsidize health, and so on.
Not petrol.
I don't know about petrol. But now, what I'm trying to emphasize is this. If Nigeria want to remove fuel subsidy, and they know that it will not bring more hardship on Nigerians, they should now look for a way to subsidize other things. Subsidize education. Because yesterday I was discussing with some of my students, and they said the community that they are staying that is close to school, that they just, it seems as if the landlords and landladies met and raised the prices of their accommodation. They are not talking about transport, which is on the increase now in Edo State. They are not talking about foodstuff. You know, I'm talking of just one group of people, students. Now you not talk of parents. You not talk of those who are not working. And that still leads us to the issue of security gap. Because government cannot be talking of fighting security, fighting insecurity, when there is food insecurity. Government should ensure that there is food security for the people. And when bandits are in the forest, Cattle rustlers are in the forest, kidnappers are in the forest. Where are you going to produce the food? So talking about removal of subsidy, if the subsidy is removed and the money is judiciously used and plowed into other aspects of the economy in the interest of the people, one will readily support it.
Okay, even though you say that, but don't forget that the burden on Nigerians will make them reactive. But let's look at the figures being posed. We hear 65 million liters consumed daily. We hear 19.5 billion liters, consumed annually, and we hear 3 trillion naira being demanded, to affront the subsidy. Do you understand that?
First and foremost, because Nigerians are not sincere, the leaders are not sincere, and they can just give you figures. At different times, I've read on the page of national newspapers, which you can easily see, that they will say today, maybe August 2021, they will say Nigeria is consuming about 32 million liters of fuel on a daily basis. Maybe by September that year, they will say Nigeria is consuming about 75 million liters of fuel on a daily basis.
Is it that they seem not to know about the figures?
Yes.
Or, there is some hanky-panky again?
Why it is difficult to know is this. On a daily basis, Nigerians, individuals, companies, organized private sector, ordinary private companies, government, local government, state government and federal government, on a daily basis, they buy generators. On a daily basis. And the generator consumes fuel. On a daily basis, individuals buy vehicles. Even today now, individuals buy vehicles, they buy bike, they buy keke napep, they buy speedboats, they buy vehicles.
So all of this adds to the strain.
Yes, so you cannot.
Okay.
Because there's no database.
Okay, there's also a report that also said that much of these liters are sent outside the country, thereby subsidizing other nationals.
You see, when we are talking about porous borders, and we are talking about porous borders and talking about the proliferation of small and medium arms that are coming from the Tuaregs region, from Burkina Faso, from Mali, down to Nigeria, from Libya, from Central African Republic, down to Nigeria, and the borders are porous and these things are allowed to enter. You see that the way arms enter here, that is the way goods and services leave Nigeria.
Yes, so the same challenge we're going to have.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the game changer? What can be done to, change all of this narrative?
What can be done to change the narrative is effective governance, good governance, but effective governance, where the government of Nigeria, I'm talking of the presidency, if there is a custom officer that is the Director General of Customs, and then you have a way of monitoring the goods and services that enter or come out of Nigeria, and you discover that there is unpatriotic act there, you fire the Director General, and those that are involved, you deal with them. That serves as a deterrent to others who are still serving, that if I did not do the needful, what happened to my boss? What happened to my colleagues? What happened to me? The same thing with immigration.
Okay.
The same thing with police.
Okay. All you just mentioned now has to do with political will.
Yes.
Which successive governments have tried to muster. Where can we find it?
Talking about political will, I know that there is one political philosopher and a great military officer that we have read about in post science, which we teach our students. And his name is Niccolo Machiavelli. He said, if you are a prince, if you are a leader, if you are a president, you have to be ferocious and be vacillating. You have to have the character of a fox and that of a lion. To that extent that when you see that people, because at the end of your tenure, after 4 years, they will say, they will refer to your era. If I'm president or commander-in-chief, if I'm no longer in the office, they will say when Neville Obakedo was president or commander-in-chief. This was what
ex-president.
So in that case, any person, even though you help me to win election, and I know you are not going to help me to survive, to succeed, to ensure that I have a legacy that
all right, my story when I'm gone.
Yes, I will have to tear down the person. What do I mean by tear down? I will have to make the person politically irrelevant, where he cannot make decisions that can affect the government.
All right,
this is exactly what I feel that the president should do.
The way to go.
Yes, people that are close to you that you know do not mean well, or that you know they are not helping you to succeed.
Thank you so much.
Silence them.
So that shows having political will.
Yes, that is the only way you can have a political will.
In this regard.
If you laugh and smile with those that they are known to be sponsoring, for example, sponsoring terrorism, and you laugh with them because they are members of your party, maybe they make contribution to your election. You are systematically allowing the political will to remain. The political will is now in the cooler. Not that you don't have it, you keep it in the cooler. If you have people that are smuggling fuel, and they are perpetrating crime in the area of fuel subsidy, and because they help you to win election, you just leave them. The political will is in the cooler, not that you don't have it.
Thank you very much, Nebilo Bakedo. Big thanks for taking our time to be part of this. Well, we've discussed the issues concerning insecurity and, of course, a fuel subsidy removal. All seem to be hanging on the pendulum. Well, we don't know where the pendulum is going to swing next, but all we know is that the political will to make changes becomes the vital, pivot, to look at ways of changing issues pertaining to what the country is really facing. Well, we're going to be looking forward to discussing this topic. Don't forget, the issue of governance is the responsibility of everyone, and we're going to be ensuring that we push this frontiers on this discussion to subsequent discussions. It's the TMI. Do stay with me.